Set 2 is about to begin. You can see that I'm prepared. I'm very prepared, aren't I? Very professional. Extremely professional. I know. Peter, take care of these things ahead of time. Right? Yes. Good point. I know I have lots of improvements to make. And I'm working on them. I'm working on them. Set 2. What do I do? Well, I light a candle. That's part of the operation. Da-da-da. Dun, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. I'm back. Set 2 on this lovely Sunday night. I am grateful and thankful for anyone who tunes in for as much time as you want, and any time you spend with me, I am grateful for. I am grateful for the air that I breathe, the eyes that I have, the ears that I have, the stomach that I have, the world that I have. I have everything, yet I convince myself I need more. I admit my weaknesses and my flaws as readily as I possibly can, as often as I possibly can. I've seen the future, and we're doing just fine. I know the truth hurts when your choices feel divine. You don't need their mercy, all you need is time. You don't need, you will be the judge and jury. There are voices in your mind. You scream out loud that you've never been so long. It's been a long time, but it feels like a second ago. Does it disappear or fade away over time? I know your day will come further down the line. The world remains the same, but you're changing every day. The world I know has changed so much, and I know I'll see you at my show. Well, set 2 is off and running. I'll probably play for maybe 45 minutes. something like that. And while I am playing, I am envisioning being on a stage and with people sitting in front of me. And I imagine being trapped in the moment with them on stage, expectantly watching me. And I have to go into my trance-like state, my meditative state of remembering to monitor my breathing. Make sure it's steady. Make sure I'm getting enough oxygen. Make sure that I'm monitoring the notes I have to sing. There's a lot of systems running all at once. And remember to drink water. Don't get anything on the guitar, Peter. Okay, I can do that. Listen to me, Peter. You're driving yourself crazy. I know, because I'm listening to you. That is my interior dialogue. I will be the interpreter for my inner dialogue. There are often two voices on opposite sides of any particular subject. One side says, why don't you have fun? You don't let yourself smile enough. Your heart's always on the run. I may see things in my mind, doesn't mean they'll happen half the time. I will see the signs, I will see the future, and we're doing just fine. Yeah. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing in the song and in life. That's always how it goes. I don't know if I wanna know what you really think of me and the future with me. I assume the worst most of the time. Alright, I need to remember to take breaks, to stretch my legs, and to spin around. Yes. Alright. Stretch the body, move the mouth. Keep the mind warmed up instead of going south. He makes his summers in his head. Summer in his head all the time. I want to be known as a man who lived with summer in his head all the time. But winter would come inevitably, but that was okay. At least I got to live through the warmth and the leaves returning and flowers returning and the colors returning and everything is right in the universe. Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Peter Wayne Burton Music Hour. Dun, da, 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 da. That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I should play through that. Mm-hmm. You take a sip. You're welcome. Someday, maybe that'll be possible. With virtual reality takes over and I can essentially teleport myself to multiple places at the same time. That would be wonderful, and that's what I'm sort of doing, just in video format right now. Alright, I shall change. I want to be on the outside, but I'm running through your halls, secretly thinking to myself, how will I end it all? I can't make this last forever. In circles you dive through the fireflies. In circles you dive through the fireflies. Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to do? I'm here on the outside, wondering what to do. Everybody, I can't make this last forever. In circles you dive through the fireflies. Wait just a minute, hold your horses. I am not some meadow you can't just run through. I can't make this last forever. In circles you dive through the fireflies. In circles you dive through the fireflies. Wow, I can actually end a song. Imagine that. I think set 2 has more songs that I end because my fingers get fatigued. Sorry about that. I don't know if what's good or bad. I don't know what's entertaining or not. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I'm just a dude in his kitchen in Burlington, Vermont, broadcasting in real time, an analog human broadcasting via a digital tool methodology that is fantastically wonderful. And I love it. I almost feel like a hologram transporting myself to multiple places at the same time. And if anyone ever wanted to listen back, all of the live streams are available. And I always wonder if people would dig into them and just listen as if, because I try not to date them. I try not to make them better or worse. They're all sort of a jumble to me. And ultimately, all of this frustration that is built up because I want to get into a better studio, a better everything. And it's all in my head. And yeah, it's crazy. And we're back. That's right, Final Embrace. Musicians united. Yes, I agree. I tend to get extremely philosophical on the subject of music and musicians and artists specifically, or generally. I tend to believe that I sense a great weakening of our strength collectively. I sense our spirits are dimming somewhat. And I feel like music is one of the most powerful methodologies for correcting, even slightly course correcting, the direction people are thinking. Try to get them to be more peaceful, more open, more hardworking, more disciplined, more accepting, and sponges for information. The weakening, there you go. And we have a job to do. I have had multiple signs in the past, I would say, month. Yes, and we shall be the strengthening. We need to stop the weakening. We need to stop the strengthening. I think musicians have to fight against all kinds of forces, including self-doubt, self-questioning, and then overthinking, and then letting our problems consume us. And then we get pretty distracted. So yes, musicians, we have a job to do. In the past month, I've been told that I can't play a piano twice, and told to quiet down twice. And it's not stopping me. It hurts my soul a little bit, but at the same time, I'm so sick of my fear of being an inconvenience to somebody that's around me. I mean, this is essentially a part-time job for me at this point. It helps pay part of my rent. Art, access, embrace. Hey, how are you? Remind me of your name again. I apologize if I forgot it. I really do try to remember. Someday you can punch me in the face in person and say, how dare you? And I will have asked for it, I know. I did. This is actually set 2. This is my second stream tonight. The first one was like almost 2 hours, I think. Yeah, come with me on a journey. That's what I say. Shut your brain down. Allow your mind to loosen up. And forget where you put your pick. That's what you got to do. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes, I know. Let's go on a journey together. Let's go on a journey together. All right. When I stand up and play back from the camera, does it sound crappy? I don't know. I always feel like I should try to be, because I don't use any microphones. I don't use anything fancy. I'm so low tech comparatively, but that's okay. This is one that I've played, I don't know, maybe too much recently, or maybe not enough. I don't know. The strengthening, yes. My philosophy on music is that why isn't every single American being taught an instrument? And there's a lot of people who are being taught and learning, but they're not learning the right way, in my opinion. Because if I had to describe the right way to learn music, I'm not sure I could do it necessarily. I don't know what the right exact way is. I know my methodology would involve trying to connect people with their instrument through forgetting there's any rules to it, forgetting there's any such thing as written music. Think of music as a landscape in your mind that you're walking through. And for me, a lot of the time, I imagine myself in a field of swaying grass. And I imagine shooting a video in there to a song that I think sort of matches what's happening. But at the same time, it could be sad, it could be happy. In this case, I'm going to make it sad, I think. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, you can say whatever you like at any time. I just sometimes zone out and I forget what I'm doing. This one is called I'm as Lost as You. The path you walked was never my own. You gave me shelter, but never a home. I can see it in your eyes, an ocean of regret. Memories haunt you. I think it's time to forget. The stars never align. And all I'm saying is all I'm seeing are signs I don't want to believe. A heart without buddies or waiting off God, knowing your ships will be lost at sea. Hey, no minds all lost in time. Your eyes never opened, it's true. I'm here to say you just lost your way, but don't worry, I'm as lost as you. Dun, 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 dun. Kids are more. Yes. I agree. Developing perfect pitch would be a wonderful goal, I think. I mean, you could teach it in classrooms of just kids humming a note. You don't have to get it exactly every single time. But when I think you experience everyone singing the same note, even those that have struggled with pitch, I feel like the ones that struggle with pitch can be taught how to find the pitch. Because I feel like the vibration, if you pay attention to it, you can hear it fighting itself when it's out of tune. And when it's in tune, everything sort of opens up and the wavelength becomes sort of flat in a weird way. It's fascinating to me. Or at least it holds a certain line. I guess it depends on how you're looking at it. And the world needs to stop the weakening. And I want to be a part of the solution by being an anomaly that no one saw coming. And if I get to play in venues the way that I imagine I will get to play, I will make every experience my mission to have as most impact on that audience as possible. And playing here in my kitchen versus playing at the restaurant on the piano, I could be playing to a restaurant or my kitchen or a huge audience of 5,000 people. I feel like when I get there, I won't change all that much because it will be like a live podcast where there's going to be all kinds of variety because I will have the center piano and guitar set up with microphones and semicircle black curtain behind me. And during the show, I can press buttons on the ground that will lift the curtains up, revealing musicians or a screen or whatever I want behind there. Sometimes I like to say, surprise me, whoever's there, I'm psyched to see. Could be a bassist, a drummer, could be a guitarist. Maybe I have an idea. Certain songs have like a programmed who's standing where, because there's a series of 5 curtains. And then the second curtain would go up revealing a drummer. The third curtain would go up revealing a choir. And the fourth curtain would go up revealing a bassist. And it would be like the audience experiencing almost like the most wonderful form of euphoria out of nowhere. Yes, everything that I play is original. I mean, maybe not original sounding. I'm very, very aware of that. I may have ripped off songs inadvertently before, but I don't play covers because I have a philosophical problem with bringing to life someone else's song. It is in remembrance and in honor of them, but it's also not playing them is in remembrance and honor of them. Because at one point, they were living with the self-doubt of wondering what live performance would be like. And then my idols got to experience playing live over and over again, and it really seemed to sustain their life force. They seemed very happy, but they most certainly still struggled. So if I'm putting this on the record and I'm speaking to my older self, I want to say, you're welcome, older self. I never stopped. And my older self will say, well, yeah, I'm the one that kept going. So I'll have an argument with myself. Very narcissistic in a way. It's very self-aggrandizing as far as like considering the conversation back and forth is very distracting in my head. So it's also, when I write songs, they remind me of when I wrote them, the context. And that song I wrote in a cold basement in the dead of winter, desperately depressed, but trying to hide it. Music was the highlight of my day. Fleetwood Mac and Josh Burton. That's such a compliment. Thank you. That particular song I wrote during the pandemic. It was a very, very weird time, I think, in everyone's life. And my experience definitely bled into my songwriting. In fact, I wrote a lot of songs during that very weird time. I love writing songs on the spot. I love playing old songs. Everything that I play, I wrote myself in isolation, lost in time. It's funny because I play and there's a clock on the screen of how long I've been playing, and there's a clock on the oven. And it's funny that I allow time to be like staring me in the face. We found you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I am very much real. I am very much analog. I am very much nowhere in my career, and I'm trying to get stuff off the ground. I have a website. I have someone helping me with like a mailing list. I have a weekly gig. I live stream a lot. I have a song contest coming up in June for a song that I've played so much that I think I'm ready to play it. And if I screw it up, that's all part of my shtick anyway. So I don't know if I should play it standing up or if I should do it with my practiced stance of this seat and my foot up on this stool here. So it keeps the guitar very... Where's the original music? My album? Or me playing something that is a ripoff of something else? And I hope it's not. I really don't. I'm sure it is. The album is done. Lost as You, yes. I'm as lost as you. That's the song that I played. Pay it no mind, it's all lost in time. Your eyes never opened, it's true. But I'm here to say you've just lost your way. But don't worry, I'm as lost as you. Don't worry, I'm as lost as you. PeterWayneBurton.com. It's... My friend did an amazing job, but I don't have enough content. I don't have enough. I know I need a lot more. My Instagram is pretty garbage. I'm just not good at deleting stuff and putting new stuff up. I need someone to do it for me, and in that sense, I am a part of the weakening. I feel like the weakening is certainly trying to take hold of me, and that's one of the things that I ponder, is that, like, my buddy Rob, my friend Rob, his family, they've been so amazing, and he's done so much awesome stuff to help me out. And a lot of good things are happening. Just playing at the restaurant has been so wonderful. I look forward to it every week. And it helps pay the rent a little bit. So I'm semi-professional at this point. But I want to play big places. I want to play the Sphere in Las Vegas. I've mentioned that last night. I mentioned it all the time. Because I could have this set up and just a wonderful sound system and then wonderful visuals. Like really pleasing visuals for the eyes. Like if it was food, it would be a delicious entree. It's not confusing or disorienting. It's not flashing. It's not trying to make anyone sick. I could go on a journey with music instrumentally and just we could soar over the ocean, just skimming across, you know. And I feel like it could be a session that is relaxed. Like I would love to do it like in the afternoons, like a double feature. Piano and guitar, guitar and piano, vocals, some loop pedals, and some guests. Put some puzzle pieces together for me. Let's start this story tonight. The story of Peter Wayne Burton. and his fingers getting destroyed because he doesn't have good technique on the guitar. Oh, the producer for the band Everclear. Interesting. They're fantastic. I respect their output and their energy. I wonder what it's like to have your music heard by thousands. I wonder what it's like to be professional enough to not need a day job. I wonder what it's like to travel the world and play all kinds of places. This one is called Stars Anew. And I feel I just need to explain that when I play the sphere, the first 3.5 minutes of just playing guitar will be going into a loop pedal. And when I tap the loop pedal at the end of the 3.5 minutes, the guitar, that whole thing will restart, but I can go over to the piano and play along and be an accompaniment to myself. And I would have a button near the piano where I could tap a slow fade out on the guitar. And I could also tap a slow fade in on the guitar. So the piano would take over for a little while. The piano would stop. The guitar would come back in. I'd come back, sit at the guitar, and then do something else. And I would do that in a meandering chain of like trying brand new things every night, because I would love to have hit songs, but it also terrifies me to have hit songs. I would rather have hit performances. And that doesn't make any sense. I know. How do you get people to come to a performance if they don't like you ahead of time? Yeah, I know. That's the question I ask the universe all the time. Is if there's a possibility to grow word of mouth for something and then invite everybody to come and bring their cameras and shoot all kinds of videos of it and do whatever they want with it. I would just have the publishing rights, that's all. I'm the creator, the writer, the performer of all parts, all words, and that's refreshing to me if my dream were to actually come true. So, if my dream comes true, I will be playing to people sitting, and I hope in a very relaxed state. They don't have to check their phones. Sometimes I would have shows where there's no phones. Sometimes I would have shows where phones are totally fine and encouraged. I would never say anything. In fact, I would enjoy it because it would be sort of an agreement that I do want this performance to be on the permanent record. Apologies if I'm terrible with comments. The sphere. Yes. I had a dream the other night. I had an illusion or a delusion, depending on how you look at it. Right when I was playing piano, I was imagining myself at the sphere and saying, wouldn't it be ridiculous to be a very lucky person to go from playing in obscurity in a small state in Vermont to suddenly playing, I don't know how many people fit in the venue. No doubt is yes. And maybe that is a sign from the universe. Because if there's ever anything that you could tell yourself, if you're having self-doubt, is to say, no doubt. Wow. See, I want to get a residency there. And I feel like I could do it. Yes, I want to get a residency there. And I feel like I could do it where the piano would be on the stage a decent amount of the time, even with other bands. So I could play in the afternoon before a big band. And all their stuff could be behind the curtains. And it's just me opening up. So I'm not that difficult to take on tour other than having a big piano, which takes a good amount of effort. So if I have a residency, I don't have to travel. People would come there. I think that's fascinating. I think No Doubt is a fascinating band, and when I saw their performances on the internets, the screen got me really excited because Paul Caster, hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so very much, so very much. I was just describing how I had a vision the other night of playing in the Sphere because I wouldn't feel pressure to get people dancing. I wouldn't feel pressure to play my hit songs. I wouldn't feel pressure because I've been practicing my set for years. Years. So if I got to the stage and I had everything that I needed, a loop pedal, probably 16 of these guitars off the stage would be minimalist as much as possible. And with the Sphere, I want the visuals to be very slow and gradual and sort of as if Pink Floyd could get their hands on the Sphere is what I would want to do. And what Pink Floyd represented to me was the idea is now that I have your attention, I'm going to take you with me on this patient journey through all these crazy visuals I would have gifted to me by Pink Floyd, but some that I would invent on my own, just listening to their music, staring at the ceiling. So playing the piano, having a loop pedal, having a really warm sound system, I could see it being something I could repeat over and over again, and each night look forward to doing something different. Because sometimes the lights would just go down on the stage and only the visuals would be happening. And I would be playing the piano in the dark, pitch black, I don't mind. In high school, I used to practice on a grand piano in an empty chapel at night for 2 hours. And I would practice playing to the darkness in the empty pews, and I would turn off the lamp next to the piano, and I would play in the dark to a cavernous space, as if I am keeping the spirits company. I imagined them there. They were phantom listeners. And I think that feeling has never left me. It's a very powerful feeling. Because every show I would not want to end, and every show I would want to have impact. I would find myself repeating things, and I would wonder, yes, I saw this coming. I knew it was going to happen. I saw it years ago, and I knew I would have to endure years of torturous self-doubt. And when I see the Sphere, I see a very easy solution to what I've been. Yeah, the Sphere might be a twin in Seattle. Yeah, I think there's a lot of different performance spaces out there that I would absolutely love to play in. And I'm focused on the Sphere. I don't know why I'm focused so much. I think it's because visually it would be as easy as working with a visual artist or a team or whatever to say what I wanted created for my particular setup. And it wouldn't have to be complicated or onerous. Not at first, at least. I would want to be able to touch some buttons on the ground with my foot that would activate certain sequences for certain times in the show. Like a button that would turn sort of the visuals into sort of a bluish haze, and then you realize you're underwater, that kind of thing. Oh, interesting. The Wizard of Oz. Wow. That's crazy. I can't even imagine what that was like. The power of the visual is so apparent to me, especially as I've gotten more wise in my years. Spectacle is important, but so is patience. So is reverence for the experience. So is paying attention to creating a great memory, one you look forward to revisiting. That's a good thing to do. And I know a lot of people probably do it, but I have to remind myself to do it. And I will know that there's only 20 minutes left, and I'd be like, oh, it's a couple songs. So get singing, Peter. But I cannot wait to play. If you give me like this a Liechtenstein piano, mic'd up, an excellent sound production on this, it has an amazing acoustic quality that I would want to make sure it's loud enough to be felt, but not overpowering that it feels like it's hurting your ears. That's a difficult place to reach. Thank you so much. Comparisons are A-okay. I have influences. I'm an amalgamation. I'm an amalgamation. I will always admit that. I did get to meet Tom Petty once in California in roughly 2009. Briefly, he was at a table read for an animated show he was the voice on, American Dad. I believe. No, not American Dad. Oh, sorry. I screwed the King of the Hill. Sorry. I screwed that up. Bad memory. King of the Hill. And he arrived late to the table read. But I got a picture with him, and it was just so cool to be around the man in the flesh. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. I could play for hours. I love doing this. I keep trying to do live streams elsewhere, and it never works out. But I'm working on getting a better piano live stream. I love live streaming from my friend Rob's house. It's wonderful. But I want to branch out and play all kinds of new pianos if possible. So in the meantime, I play the guitar, and I always feel like a bit of an imposter on the guitar, but I'm also a bit of a who cares, just do it anyway kind of player, you know. So I'll just keep playing, imagining the visuals and the audience and taking people on a journey. Hopefully they lift out of their bodies just a little bit and just let go of everything for a little while. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much of a therapy session this is. It's wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just keep playing and playing as much as I can, and I have no idea what the future holds. But I can speculate, and I've done enough of the negative speculation with my mind in the future. Oh, have I learned to have dread and sort of like a prolonged frustration about what pain and stress the future holds. I forget to think about the other side of the equation, which is how much pleasure it holds as well, how much euphoria could be there. The strengthening, yes. And how I would love to do this, but it would require a major change in my life. And the strengthening is about narrating the change and just saying, yeah, simple things. All right, I know where I'm going to sleep. I know where I'm going to eat. I know where I need to be at what particular time. And I just need to be there. And the whole time I will be floating off the ground like my head is filled with helium with anticipation. I'll be floating through the airport thinking I get to go to Las Vegas to walk in to a piano that's all mic'd up, and I get to sit down and the lights get to go down and the piano can start in complete darkness. And from that darkness will emerge my performance that will be very improvisational. The lighting and the sound people helping me along. One day at a time, positive affirmation cult. Yes. Amen. I agree. Amen. So, I start off in the darkness and I start off with some peaceful stuff. And at certain points in my performances, I would have a little montage from my mother, some pictures of her, and I would play a song for her. And I would do that repeatedly, and it would always mean a lot to me. And I hope the audience would understand that I'm not trying to get so deep and dark. I just want to celebrate and be thankful. That's the vibe I'm trying to emit. And the piano has always been so meditative for me, and the piano has been the core of my existence. And I want my children to see me play in front of thousands easily. And I want to show them it's possible to become successful and spread your wings and allow others to spread their wings as well. And to give my children complete permission to be whatever they want to be with my full support. So I think at this point in my life, music means something different to me. So I want to be a bit of an anomaly, coming out of nowhere. Twin daughters, wow, you've been through it. I bet every parent would have, yes, absolutely facts. I bet every parent would have some comparative notes and things would line up, that we would find common ground on things that we thought maybe we only perceived or experienced or handled well or handled poorly. I have a gauge for myself throughout my parenting years. And I want the gauge to go, I think I'm probably reversed or whatever, but anyway, the gauge to go from the light dimming to the light getting brighter, the strengthening. And that's the vibe tonight, baby. Yeah, I know, you're right. I think their mom is very special. She's a wonderful human being. Right. That's my job now. I actually live on the same street as my ex-wife. So the kids can go back and forth really easily. And it's been an adjustment. It's a very strange thing to do. I think that we do a pretty good job, although I consider myself to be having much room for improvement. Very cozy. Well, I initially moved out during the pandemic. And then I started dating my neighbor. And then I moved in, and that collapsed. And then I moved out to a really remote place in Vermont that was awful. Ah! Interesting. Twins. Twins in the family. That's pretty cool. That's fascinating. I've always been curious what that would feel like. I am the youngest of three. Older brother, older sister. So I'm the baby, and I have a lot of the characteristics of the baby. I'm the baby, I'm the baby. Maybe I act like it and I don't even know it. Maybe I act like a baby more than I care to admit. I know. I don't know if I believe in all the deep psychology, but I'm fascinated by the psychology of twins for sure. And then triplets. People that come from huge families. Only children. Fascinating. Different psychological makeup maybe. Ah, overrated. I believe you. I take your word for it. Life is a weird journey, isn't it? It's a very strange thing. So anyway, I want to play at the Sphere, and I have everything planned out already, and it won't even take that much preparation or much of a production team. So it can be pretty cheap. I could do a proof of concept where I play for 10 people that just come in and sit in the center where the visuals and the sound would be perfectly sort of directed. And then run a show that will be somewhere in the hour and a half to 2 hour range. And there will be certain things that I will surprise people with. There will be certain moments that sort of catch people off guard. But all of it is in service of their delicate imaginations that I do not want to overburden with speedy stuff that makes them nauseous or anything. The spheres, the interior projection or the screens are absolutely insane. I've dreamt about it for years, and the vision only returned to me on 2 days ago. And I can't stop thinking about it because I just love the idea of being on a plane, flying to do something that I've only seen in my head for years. To skip, I've played the bars, the restaurants, I've played the cocktail parties, I've played the raffles, the benefits, and the farmers markets. I've played in churches that are empty. I've played in stores that are full of people, stores that are empty. I've played the piano out on a city street, a public piano. I've played guitar out on the city street for years at a time. I've done my time. There's no reason why I can't leapfrog into just a bigger environment to do what I've done every night for almost, I don't know, for a few months now. I've been live streaming, but I've been playing for a long time. I used to play this guitar out on the street from about 7:30 to 9:30, sometimes 4 to 5 nights a week. I was addicted to playing because I loved making tips to help with my family. But I got addicted to it and it became a problem, so I had a tremendous amount of guilt when I went out and did it. But this was the guitar that I wrote a lot of the songs on, and a big part of the operation was to destroy the fear of playing in front of people out of myself. And the only way to destroy that fear was to do that thing I feared most over and over again. And every time I played, I would always find I had a bit of fear. I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I have to keep playing. And it was a very strange thing to do to myself because in many ways, I'm still doing it now, just in a different way. My kids are not here tonight. They're down the street. I'm just in my kitchen. I'm going to make a pizza after this. I have a very simple life. I work in a doctor's office and I draw blood on people every day. I take blood pressures on 25 to 30 people a day. I run labs on people. I prep charts on people. It's a job I've been doing as its particular position, helping a doctor for 6 years, cumulatively. So I've hit my ceiling. I hit it a long time ago, but I just stick with the thing that is familiar to me because it's a process that's a blur every day where I know what I need to do. Blood draw after blood draw after blood draw. Minimum combined ticket sales of 700 to 800, something like that. 7,800. Because I would love to surprise people. $7,800 people. Okay. I don't know if there would even be. I'd love to play, and this is a weird thing to say, but I know there's a floor space that's open for people to kind of dance around. And I wonder if it would be better to have sort of some recliners there for people. Right. Multiple artists and company events. You're right. Maybe I could get sponsored by a company. And maybe I could request that I do a proof of concept, sort of like a pitch. And live streaming in my kitchen is the beginning of forming my pitch, where I prove what I do. Every performance that I have at the restaurant, I've made a video of, and the video isn't very good. I don't even know if the performance is very good. But I've tried to document everything that I've done. Don't fall over. You can book right now and just will eat the cost outright. Huh. Yeah, it's true. Like take out a loan on a house. Take out a loan on renting a sphere. I couldn't do it alone. I'd have to have somebody champion it. I would make it worth their while. Because I already know that given the proper atmosphere with a beautiful piano and a sound system and wonderful visuals, it would be an experience that people would come back for, I think. And I love the idea of it being something, a healing ritual as part of the strengthening, is that come to the show, and I would love people to come back to the shows. I would love to put on enough shows that it didn't water it down. Obviously, I have to monitor my energy levels. I have to monitor my health and my sleep and my caloric intake and my exercise. I'd have to be locked into a new routine. Get up, exercise, eat something, hydrate, go for the first afternoon show after like a 3-mile run. And then I have an evening show that I look forward to because I already know what I'm going to play, yet I have zero clue. And I would love the idea of people embracing. There's a band that I grew up listening to that I still love, and they're still playing really amazing stuff. And they're from Burlington, Vermont, and they're called Fish. And they're such a huge inspiration to me. I've absorbed them so heavily for so long that I don't mind saying the most ridiculous thing. If I were ever lucky enough to play in the Sphere, let's say just a solo piano and some cool visuals, I imagine playing with the band Fish, if they would be so kind as to, yes, be my backing band. And they've already played there a bunch. I know there is no topping Fish as a band. They don't need me. But I feel like Fish has a sense of humor, and they would find it funny to be the backing band to an unknown Vermont artist. Like, just immediately dig them out of the ground and they just rise up like a phoenix. Maybe just once, and then I have a regular band. I know it's so stupid. It's so delusional. It sounds so insane. But I know, one step at a time. If I get to play the Sphere, obviously, I'm not saying that I think this is going to happen. If I have to just go step by step by step, that I will. Like, I want to find pianos in amazing venues all over the place. I want to find pianos in amazing places and spaces all over the place. I love bands. When I would go to Fish shows, I would watch them and I would listen to them, listen to each other. And it was so mesmerizing. Humphreys McGee, they're insane. These are live bands. Here's what I would love to do. If I could snap my fingers, I would have, I think his name's Kalo. Darn it. There's a drummer that I found on Instagram that's unbelievable. Him as a drummer, an amazing bassist, an amazing guitarist, and I would have guests come join me in Las Vegas in the Sphere. What I would play would be so easy that the guests wouldn't need to practice it or anything. And the whole goal is to make mistakes. So the idea is that I should probably play music. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. I would play. This is the song I was going to play. This song is called Stars Anew. And I'm adding it to the strengthening catalog. I haven't seen you since Chicago, and New York was out of sight. Then came LA and we were on our way to the city, made it light. I don't know how we got there. We were lost if you ask me. It feels so good, no it doesn't seem fair if you die in heaven when you're already there. I'm so glad to be here with you. When you learn to let go, you see stars anew. I know it feels like forever. This will end. That's all right, we're meeting now. This will end. Closer to never. Stars anew shine on you. Do 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 do. I love the bridge. Maybe a song recently. Recently is a weird word. Written in the past couple years. 3 years, I would say, this particular song I wrote. And I've been listening to it and recording it and playing it dozens and dozens and hundreds of times to the point that some part of me hates it. Some part of me smiles my way through the hatred. It's not real hate. It's just sort of like I'm locked into the, which is fine. I love playing it. But yeah, the bridge, this song, the structure is verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. Pre-bridge, bridge, post-bridge, verse 4, verse 5, verse 6, outro. It's kind of ridiculous. So this is the middle. I know it feels like forever. This will end. Closer to never. Stars anew shine on you. I agree. The universe is sending me some signals. I'm interpreting them, and I am sending them back out like the universe, I believe, asked me to do. Yeah, classic rock has a certain feel to it, doesn't it? A certain feel that many of us crave. The realness of it. The greasiness of it. It's not perfection, but it's close. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is excellence. And the goal, for sure, is impact. If you're working on any music, at least for me, I hope that with it can come a message that we are our own frequencies. And sometimes we need a little fine-tuning. And that takes time to learn. Lord knows I'm still finding mine. But when I do find it on occasion, I try to strengthen it. Should I play something sad now? Should I play something darker now? Maybe I've talked too much and I'm getting long-winded and boring and not very memorable, for which I would feel eternal sadness. I know I will find my soul eventually. Someday I will play in the sphere, possibly hundreds of times. I would be happy to be an anomaly. I would be happy to be an anomaly. Happy to be an anomaly. Happy to be an anomaly, an anomaly. Happy to be. Thank you so very much for tuning in tonight. I've got a lot of big plans ahead of me, and I'm gonna need help making it all happen. You think companies are gonna look at me and see my dreadfully low numbers and think that I have a chance of ever stepping foot in this sphere, let alone to play solo? They're gonna look at me and laugh at my numbers. They're gonna laugh at my followers, my listens, my views. They're gonna laugh at my social media. They're gonna laugh at all of it and then move on to the next thing, and I'll be looked over. Unless I could grow this thing in a way that most people don't get to grow, by having a particular destination, that once I get to the sphere, I'm probably wrong. Sometimes my brain gets the best of me. Once I get to the sphere, I will play multiple times and do multiple things and say multiple things and take an audience on a journey with me. And I'm probably going to wrap it up. This is set 2 of Sunday night. I will be playing tomorrow night. Probably, I get home from work around 6, so probably 7 my time. 7 to 9 roughly. And I don't want to leave you. I would love to play for hours. I have a routine, you see. I got to eat my pizza. I got to watch my videos. And I got to crash and wake up and go to my job where I stab people in the arm with needles all day long and draw blood out of their bodies. Sometimes 12, 15, sometimes 20 times a day. It's a blur. It's an absolute blur. It's insane. I do it every day. And I'm tired of doing it. I want to go from the small time to the big time as fast as possible. I've experienced enough of gigs that I've experienced enough adversity recently to know that I'm ready to experience the opposite of adversity. And I don't exactly know what to call that. Sort of like finding the open gates of heaven over and over again, a different version each time. Who says there isn't multiple heavens? I mean, come on. I don't know. I tend to get deeply philosophical, but I'm going to do a short one and then I'm going to call it a night. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really appreciate you listening. I really appreciate your kind words. And I'm just going to keep playing and trying not to lose my mind as much as possible. And the universe has heard my intentions, my plans. And if I were ever to have my dream come true, I feel like I would unlock all the ideas I've had all these years. And I want you guys to come along for the ride. Or to help me out to get the ride moving. You guys are like the chain inching the roller coaster up the hill. I'm like, what? I can't do it myself. I can just sit and play it and that's it. Let's see. Please do tune in again sometime. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to playing in the future. I look forward to hearing about your life in the future. I hope you have a great night tonight, and all I ask of you is help spread the word when you can. I'm not good at promoting myself, and I know people have all kinds of ways of promoting themselves with short, exciting, awesome videos, and here I am like just dumping hours and hours worth of video onto my channel. But that's okay, I don't mind. I enjoy it. So this one is called Who Found Who, and it goes a little something like this. Somehow, some way, light will guide you to better days. The darkness can feel so cold. Right now, not yesterday, can tell you what you need to say. Oh, the sun is always rising in your soul. Do-do-do-do-do. You learn how to fly, then you fell like a stone, searching for a home, a king without a throne. You were born with an ocean in your heart. You knew how to love right from the start. And I was right here waiting for you. Then you found me, you found me, you found me. Then I found you. No reason to wait for the river to flow. The darkness can feel so cold. I just suddenly got quiet because maybe my neighbors are going to get mad. And then I have to face their wrath. And I hate that. Someday I will not have to worry about volume or duration of time. And I will switch back and forth between guitar and piano. That'd be great. I'll have loop pedals for both instruments, so I can be my own accompaniment. Anyway, I know I'll wait right here for you. There's no other way. The sun can feel so cold. You learn how to fly, then you fell like a stone, searching for a home, a king without a throne. You were born with an ocean in your heart. You knew how to love right from the start. And I was out here waiting for you. Then you found me, you found me, you found me. Then I found you. Thank you so much for listening tonight. I'm going to cut it short. Normally I would have a very long jam with this song. This would be the song that I might finish up each performance with. And in my mind I would be saying thank you for finding me, or maybe I found you, And it doesn't really matter as long as we found each other. Yeah. Have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whoa. Gotta get some rest. Gotta get ready for the day tomorrow. The day job, that is. Let's make the sphere happen. What do you say? I know I can do it. I visualized it over and over again. Think of it as a sonic art display. I know it wouldn't bring in the masses. I'm not talking like prime time Friday night or something. Maybe a matinee kind of thing. Not much production would go into it. I mean, I swear. Lights on the stage and cool visuals. It could happen, I swear. Peter Wayne Burton Music Hour is going to be my ticket to get there. And I appreciate you coming along for the ride. I've got big plans, you see. Huge plans. Huge, wonderful plans. And I only have so much time left that I have to do as much as I can with it. And this is what I love doing. So now I will enter the afterglow of my post-performance peaceful mind duration of time. And I will look forward to playing again on a piano or a guitar in the future. Thank you so very much for tuning in. You rock. Have a great night. Thank you. I appreciate your everything. So let's make some cool stuff happen, right? All right. You rock.